Before the start of the Delhi Capitals' chase in their effort against Rajasthan Royals, they needed 186. There was an intense scene in the Delhi Capitals dugout. You could see Sourav Ganguly and Ricky Ponting arguing with the umpires over something. It was to do with a substitute fielder or an overseas substitute player. You could see Ricky Ponting channeling his inner Sydney of 2008, arguing with the umpire. Sourav Ganguly also was not happy. Now, what was the reason? Why was Ricky Ponting and the Delhi Capitals management arguing with the umpire before the start of the innings? The main reason was a substitute overseas fielder. Now, this is the chain of events that had happened, okay? Look at this rule now, I'll come to it a bit later. Now, did RR actually play 5 foreigners? That was the major bone of contention, because RR had 5 foreigners in the match in the innings, if you look at it. Bolt, Butler, Hetmeyer was there. They played with 3 in the playing 11, but Hetmeyer was subbed out and Nandre Berger came in as the impact sub. Until now, it is fine. But when Rovman Powell came out as a substitute overseas player, at that time, Ricky Ponting and Sourav Ganguly raised an objection. Now, DC objected to so many players, overseas that too, because the rule is in an IPL game, you can play only 4 foreigners at any point in time, not 5. Was this a loophole that RR wanted to exploit? Now, this is what Rule 1.2.6 states in the playing condition. Rule 1.2.6 in the playing condition states, a team may not have more than 4 overseas players on the field of play at any time during the match. So, RR did not have 4 players on the field, okay? Thus, if the team names the maximum 4 overseas players in its starting 11, an overseas player may only take the field as a substitute fielder if the player that is replacing is the overseas player. But RR, this is the most important part. 3 players, 1 got subbed out and Nandre Berger came in. But one of the guys had a niggle, so he went out. So at any point in the field, they got in a Rovman Powell. That's why 4 was maintained. So this is the most important part. If the team names less than 4 overseas players in starting 11, overseas player may only enter the field of play as substitute fielders to the extent that by doing so, they do not take the total number of overseas players representing the team on the field to more than 4 at that time, not in the entirety of the game. So, were DC wrong in arguing with the umpires? They were totally wrong, because fielders representing team on the field, not how many fielders are represented at various points in the match. So, when a substitute overseas came, one of the substitutes went out. So, representing team on the field still remained 4. It did not remain 5. An Indian did not get replaced by an overseas. So, Delhi Capitals were totally wrong in this according to Rule 2.6 of the play conditions. RR were well within their rights to ask for an overseas substitute, because they needed to have 4. They got 4. That is why Delhi Capitals protesting according to the rules was wrong, totally wrong. The outburst was totally wrong and totally misplaced. So, Rajasthan Royals did not break any rules. Rajasthan Royals followed the protocol. Delhi Capitals misinterpreted the rule totally. Again, 1.2.6 of the IPL playing conditions when it comes to substitutions. Please check that out. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. Bye-bye.